So, hello and welcome to this new episode of Pat's Chat. Today, I have a guest from Hong Kong, and she's the founder and director of Ignite, a company that helps their customers to enter the Chinese market effectively, and also they're offering marketing training. So, with me, the founder, Carrie Ann Yu. Hi, Carrie. How are you today?
Hi, thank you for having me. It's so nice to chat with you and
Yeah,
share my
thanks.
insights.
Thanks a lot for your time. And how is first of all the situation in Hong Kong right now?
Right now, it's a little bit serious because there's some people back to Hong Kong, and because when they back, they were like embarrassed. So, but it's like stable right now. We gone through the supermarket all blank, the trial, the trays, and everyone just grabbed the toilet paper and the rice. But right now it's all being stable, so it's okay, it's fine.
Okay, that's great to hear. And when we pre-discussed, like this goes a little bit in the same direction of these topics. You told me like when you're at the downside, there seems to be no hope. But if you look back, all is a blessing. And I think that's fits quite well to your career, which we want to learn about it a little bit more today. So I think why don't you start with giving us a little bit insights in your childhood when you grow up in Hong Kong, how that time was, and how was school at that time?
Okay, I was born and grew up in Hong Kong, so I'm a Hong Kong citizen. And after I graduated from college, I was a primary school teacher for 4 years. And then I have a chance to work in different area. After sometimes from a primary school teacher, that was the environment that's really pure. You just face the parents and students, right? And from time to time, I just entered the business field that I work in overseas study group. That is one of the longest running overseas study group in Hong Kong. And from manager, I been promoted as a vice principal in 3 months. But after as a vice principal, I just know that the company is in a debt that is around 600,000, over 600,000 US dollar. And I must help the company to get out of debt. So with the no experience in marketing, no experience in business world, just I know it's about education. So as a vice principal, I work really hard at that in 1 year. I even have 1 month no salary from that company because they are in debt. But I make like a promise to myself, I can't just quit because in educational field, when you enter, you have to follow 1 year, no matter as teacher, as administrator, because you have to take care of the students. So no matter what happened, I just make a promise to myself, I will not quit. And I try my best to learn something online marketing and also study some books. And I wish to find out a way that help the company to enroll more students in 1 year that help them to get out of debt. And my wish come true. In that year, not the result that I create not only help the company get out of the debt, but also I create revenue that is a record of the company in their 15 years, business history. So after I quit, the CEO just call me every year, invite me back to work with him, and I refused like 4 times each year, strict for 5 years. And after he invite me, in the 5th time, I just curious. Why you so patient every year, just call me for a few times and ask me back to work with you? So I say, okay, let's have a dinner together. And so when in the dinner, I just find out that I create the result that no one can break. It's a record. So for him, as a boss, you want an employee like this, right? I have no salary in 1 month during that period of time. And I still hang on and also create a result that amaze in the industry, amaze other people in the industry. That time it was 2013 to 2014. That's exactly 1 year. And then I left. I said I must quit because it's not for human being to work with. Every day I work. Must be at school because it's like overseas study group here. And we also have a college. The student will study some credits and then will relocate to Singapore to study some credit. And finally, they will go to UK or US to finish the degree. And so I can't quit because I have lecture for them. They have to finish some credits. That's why I stay, even I have no salary for 1 month. But for long term, it's not okay, right? I'm young, I'm energetic. Maybe I do something for myself as well. And after that year, exactly 1 year, that is 2015, this company not only get out of red, had a lot of cash flow, and also they been voted as the most valuable company in Hong Kong in educational industry.
Nice,
and
nice,
that's why, so that's why after that 5 year, the CEO will call me every year, but he didn't tell me anything on the phone when like 5 years, and when I say okay, let's have a dinner together. I don't know why you invite me every time, but I have something busy with at that moment, so I reject him 5 times every year straight. So when I have dinner with him, he just explode everything to me. Why I call you every year, why I want you like be my partner. I can share the shares with you, we can be a business partner. You're not employee anymore. But no, I say no, I'm not in this field anymore. Yeah, I'm still in educational field, like I have my coaching career, coaching business, but it's like a different, different category for business people, something like that. So
at that time, what topics were you teaching? I mean, what were the kids' level that you were teaching?
I teach hospitality, and also and also for like it's not like soft skill in communication.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like more in administration area, but still have to get in touch with the student. So I have some like communication soft skill lecture for them.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. So how long you were basically a teacher?
As a primary school teachers, 4 years.
For 4 years, yes. And then you made a change after that. So you decided one day being teacher is not the right career or not what you want to do your entire life.
I think deep down in my heart, actually, I'm a teacher because I'm talented in communicating with people and get really complicated things simple and make people understand. That's those people around me comment. So they comment from them. So I know, and also I have passion for that. I like to teach people from really complicated things to simplify them, and let them can take action and get result from it.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. So what was the next step? What you went into after being teacher?
After being teacher,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I relocate in Beijing for 3.5 years. That's why it's like a base for me, and that is during Olympic time. I think it's 2007 or 2008 to 2011 something. It's a 3.5 years. I relocated to Beijing. So I stayed in Beijing for quite a few years. And that's why I have a chance to connect with the local Chinese and also witness how things can get fast if China government want to do. During Olympic time, when I relocate over there, I think it's like 2 or 3 months, then we will have Olympic. In just 3 months, everywhere when I relocate, I just can see the simplified Chinese. But after 3 months, everywhere you see the street sign, they're also English with simplified Chinese everywhere.
Okay, that's interesting. I think that was 2008 Olympics, right? So must have been an interesting time. If I can ask you, because that's quite interesting, how would you as a Hong Kongese or Hong Kong Chinese define the biggest difference between mainland and Hong Kong? What from people's perspective, like characteristics? What would you say is like the top difference that you had to learn or that you have to like get used to?
I learned it from really hard time, but local Chinese in China is really, really hardworking. You know, I have over 10 friends in my WeChat account. They are billionaire. They have one Rolls Royce minimum, one Rolls Royce, okay, and also one Porsche minimum. Okay, I have like few houses, around the world, maybe properties. They're billionaire. It's in China. Okay, RMB billionaire, but it's every day when I check their WeChat, they will post around 6:30, and then in midnight. I think it's before 12. They still share something on their WeChat. It's like a Facebook post. Every day they have 10 minimum posts to like a diary, what they're doing, which business person they met, what result they got, what they negotiate or talk about. I said, oh my God, people like that is a billionaire already, so successful. Over 100 people follow them. They work so hard. And their age is not yet 29. So it's really embarrassing for me. I also like them encourage me to work harder. But I think the point is they are not driven by money. They're driven by the passion and mission. Because most of them, they want to create a legend. They are not looking for make more $1 billion. That's not a point for them. They want to be number one in that industry. So you can see that from time to time, because I'm in online marketing, right? When I just tell people, if you compare the Chinese social media and the Western social media, the biggest difference is they have the payment gateway to connect. But right now, even Facebook, Mastercard wants to have the payment gateway, like a token to insert in the Facebook, but somehow it's not so easy,
Yeah.
But WeChat Pay or Alipay already have over 5 years history. Why people is so innovative? I think it's because from time to time they work really hard. And I can tell you something. Even Jack Ma is so successful now, right? But sometimes he will you never see him to have a shirt or tie. If he was in a conference, they will be like that. But basically, every day they just have shirt or jeans, and he will check out on the street convenience store in Hong Kong. They will check Alipay is still work. So really, really down to earth and courage culture. Even till now, he is so successful. So it's a really different culture because they're from really really poor and nothing else have that, even no skill. When you compare Elon Musk and Jack Ma, totally different. Elon Musk is a talented person. He was a former Stanford student, right? So he has talent as a coding guy. But Jack Ma will start his career when he was 40 years old. He's so stable, you have a family, he has a wife, and he was a school teacher before. So but in China, there's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of business person like that. No matter how successful they are, they still want to hit the next level and want to change the world. So when we say about change the world, we are in different scale. In China, because the population, and also when they work hard, they can have achieve something that they can't imagine. So they would like to purchase. And even Jack Ma right now, you can see sometimes in a small study class, he will suddenly appear. Not because he is a business owner or business partner with that education group or something, but he wants to learn something. So it's a really, really humble. I think this humbleness is really unique in China in most really, really successful businessmen. So that's something really inspired me.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's a good story itself. So I see you had a lot of experience, a lot learning in the 3.5 years in Beijing. I know also you did like a Europe trip soon after that, which give you more experience, more ideas, probably also to free your mind a little bit and see something different, some other cultures. Maybe you can give us like some insights in the trip that you did or why you did that.
Oh, I invited by the networking event in Chrome Castle. There's one 135 years old Chrome Castle. The Chrome Castle owner also over there invited us to have an event over there. And there's a lot of influencer, really successful influencer, and some strategists that help the different countries to improve their GDP. You know, it's a high level marketer, business owner, strategists over there. And I learned a lot from them because they're from 8 countries, I think, different representative. And I'm the only one in Asia, actually. I'm the only one. So when I share about the garage culture and things happen, like what I told you, I mentioned here, they say, can't imagine that. You know, I mentioned more about like Alibaba culture. Alibaba, Jack Ma is like most people, you know, all the people know his name. But actually in China, you know, the other ladies also inspire me. It's a Fortune 500 company CEO. They're called Dong Mingzhu. This is like a Forbes influencer in Asia as well. And when you study her history, it's also, wow, you rarely find that in Western country. So I think there's like a different philosophy in running business when compared with Western side and Eastern side. So I share a lot about this. If you want to enter China market effectively, you have to do something well. Like it's not like in Western world like a business model, because when you have quite successful in a certain area, you will think, oh, when I enter China market, I would like to have maybe 50 companies in that area in 5 years plan, right? 10 years plan. But in China, you can do that way. You have to shift the other like the business model and business mindset as well. So I share a lot about this, and people really happy to hear that, because there are also some Fortune 500 CEO over there. So they have some like struggle when they have company in China, but somehow stop. So they don't know why. And at that time, we have a lot of discussion and also idea exchange. So it's really inspiring for me and also for them.
Okay, that's awesome. And like you just mentioned, like the differences between Europe and China, and maybe also in Hong Kong. For sure, the social media environment is quite a different one. So while in Western, mostly Facebook is quite popular. We know that in China you cannot use it, but also you had experience in Facebook, and then of course you had to figure out like what really works in China. And I know the WeChat platform is quite popular, and well, you know it even better. I think you were named as one of the top 10 WeChat influencers in Hong Kong. So let me know a little bit more about that. Like, how can you influence in WeChat, or what is the business you can really do in WeChat, this platform?
Oh, yeah, this is a question that I ask by many people because they want to be WeChat influencer as well. And yeah, and it's like we know some influencer on IG, on LinkedIn, right?
Yes,
yeah,
LinkedIn, yeah.
Influencer, that's my first time to hear that. Yeah, I actually really shocked when I award as like a WeChat influencer and being interviewed by Gong TV at that moment.
Wow. Okay, nice.
Yeah. Like also, we have WeChat influencer. I never hear that before. You know, how come? Yeah, yeah. Things is like that. Because right, in China, WeChat is like a private business sector, but actually they connect with the government. So if you have a WeChat pay, that means you can have like a bank transaction, something like that, money transaction. Actually, your database is in China government's database. So they know where you are every day, what you do, and something else. And because I was relocating Beijing before, and of course, I will download WeChat, right? It's like I'm in Hong Kong, I will have a Facebook account. And same case, I also do like a lot of different posts on my WeChat account, so I attract many different friends connect with me. I think at the time, because I connect with the influencer in China, so that's why that empower me to have more exposure on WeChat. But when I say WeChat actually is a closed ecosystem, a social media. This really different to Facebook. But I think it's because I connect with some, maybe 3 or 4 really successful influencers in China. That's why my credit score on WeChat will go a little bit high. So when I back to Hong Kong, I also sometimes turn on my nearby. Nearby is one of the function like you open your account to the people around you on the same district, same area. So people can search you and ask, like send a friend request, ask you to accept that. Just like your Facebook account, sometimes you will have some stranger, right, to send you a friend request, see if you accept them as well. So it's like same concept. And I remember at the end of 2016, I turned on my nearby and like three guys that added me. And one is a Bloomberg influencer because I saw him in Bloomberg as like a spokesperson on Bloomberg and in China. You know, it's China financial influencer. And he added me, and he said, "Oh, I don't know why." And when I figured out, like, to check their photo album, actually they were in Hong Kong and have some investment summit, something like that. So they would like, oh, I would like add some like business people, maybe look influential, you know, just send out a friend request like that. So I was one of the person being added, and the other person that changed my life is a person. He was the developer developed the CRM system for Baidu and Tencent. So Tencent senior developer, it was him, you know, he developed the CRM. So he invited me, came out on the Hong Kong train station. He went back to China. He said, "I want to see you. You are a business author, right? I have something to tell you. Let's have a tea together. I will get back to Shenzhen in China." I said, "Okay, so it's a public area for me. It's like safe, right?" I just met him. And he told me, "You are the top 10 influencer in Hong Kong. And you have business in Hong Kong, right? And you also have published a book. Would you like to attend our ceremony to award you as the top 10 Hong Kong influencer?" I said, "Oh my God."
Wow.
You know, meet a stranger in Hong Kong train station, you know, train station, there's some cafe. We just met over there and said, "Okay, we can talk for 2 hours," and then I train back to Shenzhen. Said, "Oh, you know what happened?" He said, "If you want to do that, we can keep in touch. I will send you all the details, and if you back to you attend this ceremony, I will have a car. I will send a car to pick you up, and you have to dress up because it's a red carpet ceremony." And so I said, "Okay, of course," right?
Impressive.
And
It's a good coincidence, right?
yeah, because I rallied to Guangdong when I was a little kid, so I said it's not safe, but still okay, right? So I said, "Let's go." And when I arrived there, we have a car picking up, and they arrange because this is like activities in half by government, China government, and half by like a private companies, few companies together. So that actually is not a private event; it's for the whole cities. So that's why I'm on TV, and they arrange a Guangdong TV host, quite famous, the host, the MC, and interviewer. And you know, I have no agenda, don't just happen. So
Wow. Suddenly make it to TV, right? Just like that.
I have no idea. I don't.
Awesome.
At that time, I didn't know I would be interviewed. He just mentioned that you have to dress up because it's like an event, and I don't know that it's like because it's like government, half private companies, so it's more formal. And I saw some public figure in governmental senior something like that. And so from that one, you know, because on TV in Guangdong, many people will say, "Oh, you are quite familiar. I think I saw you on TV a few years ago, right?" Something like that.
Okay.
Okay. And so start from that point, because I have a background that I was in China as a China, you know, relocated in China for 3.5 years, and from the north side of China to southern side of China. So I have a chance to share with many friends, and many friends are really successful. They have different WeChat group. So from WeChat, I can just one night, I reach out to 200,000, you know, or to 20,000 people in just 1 hour, because they have different different like
Yeah.
WeChat group, same as like
Yes.
Facebook group. Facebook group is you can accommodate 5,000, right? 5,000
Mm.
people. And because Facebook group, I'm not sure that you can at the same time all combine them together. If they're on Zoom, it's okay because Zoom can accommodate over like 600 something. But on WeChat, actually they have some tools they can accommodate like 100,000 at the same
Wow,
time.
that's
So
impressive.
I
Yeah.
just, yeah, so I share the business side, insights, for example, about the personality test for you to improve your sales skill. I
Mm.
share a lot of this, and also it's like a paid online course. It's
Mm.
something like that. So I just through WeChat influence 100,000 people minimum in China.
Wow, wow. So I see all this experience you have in these different areas that we touched now eventually led to one point. This was your own company, which you started basically this year, right? So Ignite Limited is started this year. So congratulations for that. Like finally you're self-employed, you're the entrepreneur you wanted to be also. And I see we're running slowly out of time. So maybe let's dig a little bit in your company because that's what you said you're doing. You help companies to enter the Chinese market effectively, right? That goes obviously via the marketing, WeChat probably, and other tools. Can you give us just like a few sentences about that, how you do that, or how you really help the companies?
Oh, the company registered just in this year, like few
Yes.
may,
Yeah.
may not yet 1 year, but I run this business for a while already. Like I think
Oh,
it's
okay.
3 years, but
Mm-hmm.
right now it's like more formal. I register a company as well, and people, no matter in Hong Kong or in foreign country, they also want to know: can I enter China market? How can I enter China market effectively? Because in previously few years, I was in online marketing and also always about Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn marketing. But from time to time, a lot of like big clients, they ask me, can you help me to enter China market effectively? At that point, I have no solution to provide them because in China, every year they change is like rapidly and different business model. Even the social media right now really popular. One of the really popular social media called TikTok, which
Mm.
Gary Vee also always mentioned. So people know about TikTok. At the same company, they have a sister called Douyin. And people always, when I have even I have a seminar, over 100 people there. After I finish, they still confused about it. I ask them a question again, all of them answer the wrong answer. So I think it's complicated area when you want to make like a social media marketing in China. You must really clear about different platforms because different platforms they have different features.
Yeah, of
And
course. Yeah.
for some industry, there's some not fit for the other
Mm.
industry. But this is just this year. Maybe after 5 years, then things will change a lot.
Mm.
Because right now we are in the generation, we have a big gap. If you are 17 years like born, when you talk with 00 year born, there's a gap over there. No matter what they're passionate about, they love about, the social media they use about, it's totally different. So if you have an expert help you to understand, if you have a business, you want to enter China market effectively, you need an expert that is international born, like a city internationally born, but they have a deep root in China before.
Mm.
Otherwise, you will make some,
Yeah,
because it's like the data
understand this.
and information always update. You can't have like the most updated information that will make you lose some money. So that's why I started the company, and my clients actually are work maybe the top three in their industry. That is not as like a justice for business owner. And my clients, most of them, I think all of them, they want to dominate the market. So that's why they find me. Because when I talk with them, it's like so after 3 meetings and they feel confused. Oh, TikTok is equal to Douyin. I said no, because if you register as a TikTok user, you can see a lot of languages you can choose. For example, Japanese, Chinese, English, Spanish. But in Douyin, when you see the interface, their website, just oversimplify Chinese. You can't. You have no button to like to choose a language because
Yeah,
Douyin is for used for China market, it's a real and China market. And all the citizens, they supposed to just provide this social media for China citizens. So if you want to enter China market, TikTok is not a choice for you. You have
I
to
see.
hit. Yeah, but people will
Interesting.
just yeah.
Yeah, yeah. People don't know, right? So people know it's TikTok, and it seems very popular. I mean, in here in Malaysia and Singapore is quite popular. A lot of people use it. Mostly, we think kids use it, right? So it was a bit difficult to understand how you can use it really efficiently as a marketing platform. Yeah, but I mean, interesting. I think we could talk a lot more about TikTok and Douyin. I think it's an interesting topic. However, I would like to come to a conclusion here to make also this chat efficient. So I would like to thank you very much for your time, and maybe as some final words from you to come back at the very beginning. When we said, okay, if you look back to bad times, right? Sometimes it's a blessing. Maybe you can give like your number one tip or idea, like when you had bad times, like what was your motivated to continue to work hard and so you were able to reach your targets in the end.
I have a, it's a good question. I think all business person also have their ups and downs. For me, I have a habit that is morning meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And also every day I drink minimum, I eat 3 liter waters. And I try my best to get enough sleep and try to get to bed earlier. So these three habits and just help me to keep my mood in a really stable, healthy mood. So
Okay.
if you depressed and you being challenged by your environment, yes, sometimes we are human, right? We can't avoid that. But how you face that is the other issue. So I'm quite blessed. My family, my parents, and even my sister support me, and I have a very good surround around with those successful person. Even my clients, like really treat me really, really well. So I'm really blessed in that area. But sometimes you still have like downtime, like a good time and bad time.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think consistency is something we have to get when you get mature. So I consistently have that practice. 3 liter water every day. Drink 3 liter water. Morning meditation, and also before I fell asleep, I will ask myself what good thing I have done today and any person I have helped for today. And I just fell asleep that. So I think
Wow.
that
Okay, nice.
keep your mood in really good mood because
Mm.
when you are like a busy person, you have a lot of things to worry about, think about. And some people they will just put all their stuff in their brain and in the sleep. But when you are in the sleep mode, really deep sleep mode, actually this is like an alpha report that is subconscious really active. So your energy will shift. If you always think about the positive things, good things, your energy will, better, and you will attract more good things for you, around you and to you. So this is my practice to keep me not to give up, even when I was in the job side or downtime.
Wow. Okay, that's great. Awesome. Thank you so much, Carrie, for your time, for sharing your experience and your story with me and with the audience. Thanks so much. And also, I would like to thank the audience itself for watching this episode. Please stay tuned for a new episode. Thanks and have a great day.
Thank you for having me. Stay
Thanks.
safe, stay healthy.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
This episode was brought to you by Hopnop. Hopnop is a community of like-minded professionals, freelancers, entrepreneurs, founders, business owners, and local influencers that meet monthly at unique venues to network, mix, and mingle. Live networking events are the best way to meet new people in your city and make new connections. Hopnop, your network is your net worth. Grow your circle of influence.